Hi and welcome to Homeschool-ology. My name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4 and are about 6th year of homeschooling. And on this channel I like to talk to you guys about all things secular homeschooling and maybe a little about motherhood. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about reading. I have both the pre-reading level and the level 1 to show you guys. A little caveat, my copies are older copies, so before they went full color, so when I show them to you, just note that they will be in color when you order them, as opposed to my black and white copies. So I know you probably heard about All About Reading. They're a great company. I do think that they have really good curricula. I do like their curricula. Their curricula did not work for my kiddos. I've tried it on 2 of my kiddos now, and both of them started out liking it, loving the Ziggy games, and we continued to play the Ziggy games even when we weren't doing All About Reading anymore. But it got to a point where they were not loving the program anymore, so we did switch and try other things. But I do recommend the All About Reading program. I do like it. I do think it would work well for some kiddos. One thing that I do not love is that All About Reading and All About Spelling are like separate programs. I think that would probably work good in some situations, but I like to have my language arts all in one bundle. So that's just not to my preference that things are separated out. And it also doesn't really include much handwriting instruction. So that is maybe my one negative to All About Reading, but I really do like the program a lot. I do think it's very useful, and I think it's really going to work great for some kiddos. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a down shot to show you guys the curricula, and I'll see you back here in a minute. So this is All About Reading, the pre-reading level. So you get the teacher's manual, the student workbook, the box that has the flashcards in it, and the readers. I am going to double check for you guys. I think you have to buy the Ziggy games separately, but you can buy them as well. I'm going to go into more detail on these in a minute, but I believe that might be a supplement. So anyways, here is what the inside of this one looks like. So you get your table of contents, which gives you all the lessons and then tells you what you need, and then here's an example of a lesson. So it's very open and go, read it to the student and do exactly what it says. So I really like this approach because I don't have to do much forethought. I can really just get the book out and just go. So here's an example of a student page, or the student workbook. And then here is an example of the reader. I want to say that all the readers are in color now, and I have some older copies, but even in black and white, they're still nice and engaging, and my kiddos still enjoyed them. So the one that I have the most experience with is the All About Reading level 1. This is one that I've used with multiple students now. You do get the workbook with this. I have the workbook in my daughter's portfolio from when we did it, so I don't have it to show you today, but this is an old copy anyways, and the workbook was not in color. So, but the teacher manual is laid out very much in the same manner. So here's what it would look like. Here's a preview of the letter tiles, and I'm sure if you've been around at all, you've seen the letter tiles that you put on a whiteboard. but here's the letter tiles. But they also have this app now that's really great, and I use the app on my phone, so even though we had the manipulatives, we would use the sound tile or the app as well to kind of help remind us of the sounds or do some sound practice. So I like having both options, but it shows you exactly what cards to do. And now you get a fancy box with like with what I showed you in the pre-reading level. You get a nice fancy box now, but like I said, my copy is now 6 years old, and so I have mine in a box that we found, or that I bought. So, but anyways, here's like the cards that you get. You get both phonogram cards and word cards. And then finish flipping through this for you. There's an activity sheet that you would do in the activity book. So the way All About Reading is set up is it's open and go, and you just read along, but you're supposed to only do 20 minutes. And so if you don't finish a lesson in 20 minutes, then you stop. We didn't quite use it that way. I would just kind of try to get through the whole unit. So most of the time we could make it through that whole unit in 20 minutes. But sometimes we didn't, and I would stop and we would finish the next day. But I do like this program. It does come with readers, and like I said, now the readers are in color. Mine are in black and white because it's an old copy, and I've somehow lost one of the readers, so I only have the first 2 readers. There's a third one with this bundle, but oh, sorry, I was gonna come back to these Ziggy games. So like I said, mine is an old copy, so now I believe you get a Ziggy puppet with it, but we just have a reading games with Ziggy. It comes in a book that you take apart and then make these file folders yourself. And so you just cut and paste and laminate everything in. But our Ziggy was just a picture of Ziggy, and we would just set him up when we were doing our lesson, and I would talk like this in a British accent, and the kids just thought it was hilarious, and they loved it, and they would beg and beg and beg and beg to play Ziggy. This was actually one of their favorite games, where you put the flashlights around, and when they get something right, they get to pick a flashlight and fill Ziggy's backpack for your caving adventure. So it does come with instructions. These were so easy to adapt to not just what they were for, but for any kind of lesson. We would use them all the time for all different things because my kids really enjoyed and were engaged in it. And in fact, when I was doing this with my second student, my second daughter, who was like kindergarten, first grade age, my older daughter, who is like 5th, 6th grade age, would come and join in, and she would practice her spelling. I would give her a word to spell, and she would get to get her card while her younger sister was practicing her reading. And so these, if you buy anything from the All About Reading Press, these have been by far the most used, the most loved, the most played. And I really, 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 really highly, highly, highly recommend these Ziggy games. My kids just love them. Okay, a little side note here. I went back and looked to double check. Ziggy comes with the pre-reading level. My pre-reading level is second hand, which is why I don't have Ziggy. So the Ziggy games is a supplemental add-on purchase to the reading level 1, but I highly recommend the Ziggy games. You will enjoy them. Alright, so I hope you guys found anything useful there. If there was something that I missed or something you'd like to see more of, please comment down below and I'll try to get that information to you. Tell me, have you tried All About Reading? Did your student like it, or how did they feel about it? How many levels have you done? So comment down below. I'd love to hear it. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. And that is all I have for you guys today. So I'll see you around soon. Bye.